So, you guys know who St. Valentine's was? Can you guys tell me a little bit, some details, see what you guys know?
He was a bishop, and he married a lot of soldiers who, there's a king, I believe, like George?
It was Emperor Claudius II.
There you go. So he didn't want the soldiers to be married, and he was marrying them in secret and taught them Christianity, and then he was arrested, put in a cell, and I believe he also converted the jailer's daughter.
Healed her. He healed her.
He healed her. And he left a note to her saying, "Your Valentine," and that's like where the notes started from. But then he got beheaded because obviously he was doing all of this against the emperor's wishes. So, because he wanted to prophesy.
So yeah, I used to be a confirmation teacher, so I usually like to ask the students, see what they know. But yeah, pretty much that's it. Like everything else, I don't think it matters. But it was this a Catholic bishop in the Roman Empire before it became the Holy Roman Empire, and it was under what was his name again? Emperor Claudius II. And yeah, the soldiers were not allowed to marry because with that comes a lot of things. Your priorities are no longer to serve the emperor, right? It's to go home. And so he didn't want none of that. In the Catholic Church was still not accepted. So there was a lot of things going against, the Catholic priests, and they were being persecuted. And so yeah, so he was doing this under the cover of night. He was marrying soldiers, for the name of love, which we're gonna read a little bit on that. And so yeah, he lost his head for love, like a lot of people have, right? But he literally lost it. That's him, and we celebrate him by giving out chocolate and flowers and cute little stuffed animals. But love, it's not just a word, it's not a feeling, it's actually an action. And we'll finish what was his action. But first, have you guys read the story? I like to always tie my talks to the Bible. Because if it's not from the Bible, or I'm not getting inspiration from God. I'm not a holy man. It has to come from the Bible. Have you guys ever read the parable of the lost sheep? You guys know it? No, with 99 and the one. Does that makes yeah? All right. So I'm gonna tell you the story. I kind of already know it. So this is the 99 sheep and the one lost sheep. And the story goes that it was a rainy day. And the shepherd it was the end of the day, he was very tired. He was counting his sheep. And he was counting 1, 2, 3, 97, 98, 99. Where's 100? There's no 100. And the rain was getting worse and worse. And he was like, you know what? It's not safe. Let me go to my house. There's a nice dinner. And so, yeah, he went home. And he had a nice dinner and went to sleep. End of story. Right? Right?
Yes.
Yes? No? What do you mean? What part am I missing? Huh? But isn't that the way the reality works? That's how we really are. How many of us have friends that are lost in drugs, that are lost in, I don't know, a bad relationship, parents, that are abusive, or even friends that are abusing their partners? That's who we are. We let it go. We go back to our little house, our safe space, and go to sleep. Right? That's what a lot of us do, unfortunately. And I'm not blaming you guys, I'm saying the world. That's how we are. And why? Because we are missing a big part. And that part comes, again, I like to say, from the Bible. Have you guys read the definition of love under 1 Corinthians? Does anybody want to read it? It's 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. Somebody wants to read it? Or I'll read it. Oh, you'll read it? Everybody's pointing at you.
So wait, 1 Corinthians chapter
13,
13,
verse 4.
Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful. It is not arrogant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrong, but rejoices in the right. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. For our knowledge is imperfect, and our prophecy is imperfect.
All right, that's good. Thank you. Word of the Lord. So I wanted to first, use that story and take away this whole definition, and to show you guys what happens when there's no love or the absence of God. Now, if we reread the story of the lost sheep, it's a lot more beautiful, right? You guys say there's a big part missing. So let me reread now the parable of the lost sheep, and that is Luke chapter 15, and it says, verse 3, and he says, "So he told them in parable, what man do you know, having 100 sheep, if he has lost one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and goes after the one which he has lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he lays it down on his shoulders and rejoicing. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and his neighbors, saying to them, 'Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost.' Just so I tell you, there will be more joy in the heavens over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who have repented." Word of the Lord. That's the story you guys know, right? See, that's the story of love. And love, like I said, love is not a feeling. Love is an action. And those actions are, like you read them, right? Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not jealous. It does not seek to win something. And if we look at, we connect that to St. Valentine, he committed the ultimate action of love, which is sacrifice. And I don't know, you guys, like Kika said, it is National Marriage Week, and I believe that for a marriage to be happy, to be able to live together, it's a daily sacrifice, where you sacrifice yourself for the willingness of your partner, where you sacrifice your envy, your, I don't know, that time that, you want to hang out with your friends, but it might be something very important for your partner that day. It could be a promotion. It can be just, something simple. It's going out. And that's what this world is missing. We're so used to saying love is a feeling, and when it goes away, we just break it up. That's technically the story of the lost sheep without the love. We just continue. We fall apart. We forget about the other person, and we try to do it again. And it doesn't work, right? How many people you guys know that it's like third, fourth, fifth marriage? Like they already have a little temp card that says, on the fifth marriage, decorations are free. I heard of people. Like fifth marriage, and I'm like, and they expect a gift, right? Because to love somebody, you have to be willing to sacrifice, and you cannot sacrifice yourself if you don't know who God is, who sacrificed for us. And I want to connect that sacrificing with our name, Imago Dei, in the image of. So if Jesus did it, he sacrificed himself for our sins. Why can't we sacrifice ourselves for a significant other? Or we can even sacrifice for our friends. When our friends are lost, and we can sacrifice a few days, maybe just a phone call that they need, a checkup, That's being a sacrificial love when you get out of your way and maybe you just gotta listen. I got a lot of those friends that, they're so stuck in the world that they don't got time to, unfortunately, they don't know God, that I'm the person that brings God to them. And sometimes it's just by listening. Yeah, I could be doing something else, but my time listening to them, that's the way, I sacrifice myself to them. And I think all of us can do that. Small actions. St. Teresa of Lisieux, the little things that we do. The little things that show God's love. Those are the little things. How much time do I got? Because I don't know if I should go like 5 more minutes. Okay. So now let's go to a little bit more on marriage. I bought this book. I have a lot of books. And I only read like the first chapter. I usually read the first chapter just to know like, which one should I go next? But this one's on the courtship of the saints. And it's I read the first story, which is, I think it was Boaz. And Ruth and Boaz. So it talks about them, it talks about St. Joseph and Mary, it talks about other popular saints that, that we, right now, the latest ones. Like Venerable Vittoria and Rosalia Trancalini, that's the French couple. So this is a good book too, like if you guys want to know, because not only does it talk about like their courtship, how they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and how they got married, but it also it actually has prayers for guys and for women, for girls, for what virtues you should be looking in a husband and a wife. So it's a pretty cool, like, even a tool, if you want to know more than just the lives, it's a really good tool. And yeah, like I said, it's called Courtships of the Saints. And pretty cool book. How can I finish? Yeah, just wherever whatever you do it with love. And it doesn't matter what it is, because we are called to love, because God is love. And if we are of God, that's all we should do. And love doesn't mean, you have to be always submissive. It can be you can be smart. You can be smarter than the other person. Let me see the other. I tell a lot of stories. There's a story of Saint Benedict. He was walking down. It's a myth. It's not a true story, but they talk about it like it happened. But that he was walking on the forest with one of his students, and it had rain, and on the puddle there was a scorpion drowning, and Saint Benedict, he's all about love. So the first thing he did is he saw it and he went to pick it up. And as soon as he's picking it up, what did the scorpion do? It stung him. So he let go. Now the situation was the same. The scorpion started like drowning again. And one more time, he went in there and he scooped it. And it stung him one more time. And his student is just like back there like, what the heck is this? And the next thing he does, he looks for a leaf or a stick. He grabs it and he scoops them up, puts them on the ground, and they continue. And they're meditating, they're praying. And at the end of the walk, his student goes, you know what? What was that about back there? Like, he stung you once, he stung you 2 times, and you still rescued him. And he said, you know what? It doesn't matter what the world does to you. The world shouldn't change who you are. And if you are love, that's all you're going to do. All your actions should be love. Even if they hurt you, you got to still rescue them. You're called to rescue them. You're called to sacrifice yourself. And if it's one way and it's not working, it should be another way. So that's where I say we sometimes got to be smart with our love. Because, yeah, the world sometimes is evil. But we got to know how to beat evil with love. And we know the story, Satan is horrible, but who won at the end? Jesus won at the end. And Jesus will win in the future. So love is the answer. Love will always be the answer no matter what you guys do. And that's it. All right, guys.